Start from where you are. That is the most important. So when you say, my friend, that I'm a thinker, you have to be a thinker. If you are not a thinker, you cannot succeed in meditation. Because non-thinker means animal mind, instinctive, impulsive mind. I reacted and then I think I will progress. I reacted and I don't think, oh, you're responsible for my reaction. That is a non-thinker, even though it is a thought. But it is, no, no, no. I reacted because you did wrong. That is what the animal mind does. Lion looks at the deer and says, why you made me see you? I will kill you. That is non-thinker. Even though we claim we are thinking, but it's a non-thinking. See, do you see? You have to be very clear about this. Our masters will make us crazy. These 3,000 masters. They have been thinking and thinking and thinking and contemplating and reflecting, sitting in the forest, have revealed those Upanishads and these texts. Extraordinary way of thinking. Extraordinary. I was upset with you, but now I go back home and I sit down. Why I was upset with you? What made me upset? Is you responsible? Is the situation responsible? Is the time responsible? They all are the products of the mind. They all are the products of the mind. See? Oh, yes, they are the time, space, situation, person. And the mind has a disliking for you. That's why I reacted. That's why I'm upset. Okay. Is there a possibility that there is no coloring of you in the mind? Yes, there is a possibility. You go on thinking. Yes, there is a possibility. I see millions of people with a neutral perception. I have no reaction. I have no pleasure. I have no attachment. Yes, that is also possible. Okay, go on thinking. So now which one is better? Think. Normally, the people, many teachers in my tradition will say, oh, stop thinking. No, I say, you think so much so that the thought stops. What did I say? You think so much. Go on thinking. Why you go on thinking? You follow the pattern and ultimately you reach to a point where the mind stops thinking. No, I got it. Oh, so likes and dislikes causes the attachment, causes the desire, causes the pride, causes the hatred, causes the jealousy. So which one I should pick up to drop the entire chain? Likes and dislikes. Why there is a dislike in likes? Because of non-thinking. So now I think that whatever I like, whatever I dislike, it will create a chain of attachment, detachment, desire, delusion, hatred, jealousy, and my journey of action will continue. Karma will continue. It will not be a nitya karma. It will be the karma bound by the ego and seeking the fruits of an action that is the climax of the desire. I have done it millions of times. Nothing happened. Now, what will be your thinking? What is your thinking now? So, you're thinking, I will continue to do the work, but mind Mind, do not start any action with the likes and dislikes. Finished. Do you go to restroom with the likes and dislikes? You are hungry, you eat. Yes, we may say that we have a liking, but we are not attached. We are 100% sure that a particular food will help keep my energy level.
But it should be other criteria for the not liking and liking and disliking, but it should be other criteria to make choice.
Yes, the moment I start thinking, then only I can make other criteria. Tiger do not think, so they do not have another criteria. Finished. And they are happy. They don't think that they have committed sin killing a deer. We Because we stop thinking.
Because Viveka, real, unreal, it's not about the decision. It's about the knowledge.
It's about the knowledge, but how initially we start getting that knowledge by thinking. Without thinking, I cannot get Viveka. I cannot separate. I cannot separate. Viveka is separation. First, we open the mixture. We separate. The very separation should happen in the mind by thinking that this is Michael. So Michael has to be a male. Huh? This is Natasha has to be a female. I have to think. But after thinking, if I don't have likes and dislikes, problem is solved. But if the likes and dislikes are there, the mind pops up with many ideas. I like you, I love you, then soulmate and sourmate, and then the entire problem begins. You see that, that I think last time we worked on negation and affirmation. Think of this. Negation, we have to think. What we negate, the object. So we are not negating basically the object, we are negating the likes and dislikes in the object. I am not negating water. I am negating likes and dislikes with the water. And it is created by my mind due to ignorance. Water is water. Situation is situation. Situation is situation. Situation does not chase me and say that this is an adverse situation. You should hate it. And then I start hating. Anyone does not come to you, shake hand with you, and say, you come on, you should hate me. Mind. It's my mind. No person, no situation, no time. No time says, morning does not come and say you it's a bad morning. So it just comes without, because I'm a non-thinker. I don't see it. So I have to think, to separate. So what is happening what will happen as you start thinking in this? Thinking process should continue. The viveka will be natural. And that viveka is natural, the vairagya will be natural. We need not to do a headstand pose for 1 hour to awaken ourselves. Nothing, no thought will not change. Your level of awareness will not go up, except some blood will rush into your brain, and that may help you feel like relaxed. No, but nothing will happen. And after all, the God God asked me to keep my head on the top and the feet below. Why should I do the opposite? Why am I doing the opposite? It's all a matter of ego. I want to build my ego. Unnecessary. So this tradition of knowing the real self with understanding and the knowledge rejects all the practices. So when I reject all the practices, but I'm in stress, ask yourself why you are in stress. Which has caused you the stress? Does the situation outside cause you the stress? Time, space, no. Do they chase me? No. Then why am I in stress? So when you go on thinking, what happens? Negation is done naturally, affirmation is done naturally. You negate what is causing the stress, and your mind internally accepts that state naturally, maybe of kindness, maybe of compassion, maybe of contentment. But contentment does not mean that you stop working. You're doing everything, all the activities. Now you are bringing that state of awareness into your personal life, into your professional life, into your social life. So kindness is not manufactured. You realize that it is my nature as a human being. You realize peace is my nature. Hence, let me express in peace. I'm not struggling. I'm not fighting. But you have to think in the beginning. But after that, these thoughts stops. Okay, you wake up in the morning, you see the honey. So you think, I have to move because she is my or he is my honey. So I have to move in anger or upset, or I have to move in calmness and peace. Calmness and peace continues to build a relationship. Opposite does not. So what is opposite is a poison that I have to negate. But why those opposites have come? Because I have manufactured those opposite feeling in my mind. Honey did not say that, you comes to you when you wake up in the morning and says, honey, today you should hate me. I created that hatred. So if I don't think, I am not able to separate. So when I think I'm able to separate, so this is what Ashtavakra says, negation and affirmation. So what is that principle hidden in this, behind this negation and affirmation? Upanishad says Laukic and Alaukic knowledge. The knowledge of the world and the knowledge beyond the world. Knowledge of the real self and knowledge of the not self. Knowledge of the matter, knowledge of the consciousness. I have to think. Mouse is a knowledge of matter or knowledge of consciousness. So the moment I say mouse, it's a knowledge of the matter. Do you see that?
Yes,
Knowledge.
but knowledge of this consciousness cannot be split with consciousness.
With a consciousness, obviously. The moment I know any object in the world, it is one type of knowledge, and that knowledge may cause the poison. That is why the Ashtavakra says, reject all the objects as a poison. So he does not mean that you stop eating because any food is also an object. Car is also an object. T-shirt is also an object. So his message is very clear, not the object. But behind that object, you have created a wrong notion. Reject that. Reject that. See the mouse as a mouse, t-shirt as a t-shirt, food as a food. So then what happens? Your mind withdraws inside. You are able to separate. You are able to do the viveka. So two types of knowledge is there. One is the knowledge of the real self or knowledge of the consciousness. And my friend, other is the knowledge of the matter. Science is remarkable about knowledge of the matter or the material world. But knowledge of the material world cannot help me to know my real self, my true nature. That's altogether another science. So that is why we say two types of knowledge. One is knowledge about the object, matter, material world, and the knowledge about the real self, consciousness, etc., etc. Their manuals are different. Their approach is different. A scientist who rejects all the objects as a matter, science is gone. And if a seeker lives with the object, he will increase his ignorance. Approach is different. Both are knowledge. So we say our seeker wants to know what cannot be seen by the sense organs, which cannot be known by the mind. But why? Why shouldn't I know the real self by sense organs in the mind? Logic, thinking, reasoning. So our master answers, oh, you want to know the real self by the sense organ? Yes, I want to know. Prove it that there is a real self. Okay. So our master answers. There are many answers, but beautiful. Your eyes can see the form and color? Yes. Can the eyes hear the sound? No. So we say to these crazy people, help me to see the sound by your eyes. I will prove that there is a real self. I'll help you understand the real self and to know the real self by all these sense organs. Not possible. Why? By thinking we are arriving at a knowledge. One type of instrument gives you one type of knowledge.
Yes, consciousness have to be able to see consciousness.
Yes, you made it very simple. One type of knowledge means one type of instrument should give me one type of knowledge. But there is another condition. And that is how you arrived at a statement, the consciousness alone can know the consciousness. Why and how? So we start understanding from that the instrument of knowledge, for example, I, and the object that the eyes get the knowledge should have similar properties. Yeah. Eyes has to be matter in one way, instrument, and the object has to be matter in one way. Then only the eyes can see the object. So the ears are one type of knowledge. It can pick up similar properties. It cannot pick up the name and the form. And then we arrive at a conclusion, oh, that is why consciousness alone can know the consciousness. You're right. So we arrive at that conclusion. So when I live with that thought that, okay, sense organ, now see what is the utility and application. It is so beautiful. So when this concept, if you say, is fully absorbed by the mind, now you look at your honey. So what you are looking, your eyes are looking at your honey.
Yeah.
You are not looking at your honey. You are looking at her body or his body. So do you have any fight with his or her body? No. So why you should create any hatred or jealousy? Why? Why? So when the mind understands this, you're happy. Now, anytime the honey comes, I'm okay. You're angry, I'm okay. You're upset, I'm okay. You react, I'm okay. So what happening? It is bringing a change in your attitude and behavior now. Your responses are different. What is but? Where
Yes,
is
there
but
is
now?
no sense to fight because honey is also
Yeah?
manifestation of consciousness. Consciousness everywhere
Yeah.
because existence and consciousness is the same. Like fish swimming in the ocean, we are swimming in the consciousness and part
It
of consciousness.
means, my friend, it means that now wherever the mind lives with the wrong notion in the thought, speech, and action should change. That is what is the change in behavior and attitude if the consciousness is everywhere. My teeth made a mistake, it chewed the tongue. I don't cut the tongue. Because consciousness is everywhere, it is also in the honey. So it has brought now a change in me, not in her. Not in her. It has brought changes in me. But the mind, because of likes and dislikes and attachment and ego, it says, no, you should change, then I will change. So I fall back into another level of ignorance. So that is what I say now. I am happy. Don't shy. Don't keep that false ego. You start seeing that change in behavior and attitude with your honey, with your kid, with your mom, with your employees, with your people outside. Internally, you become so soft. You don't allow the mind to create another layer of ignorance. That is the meaning of change in attitude and behavior. That is the meaning that you are living wisely. And for that, we need not to practice. You don't say, now let me practice kindness, then I will go to my honey and will be kind. Then you are a hypocrite. You see? Then you are a hypocrite. So when we see, you go on thinking, contemplating, thinking, and until now the thought stops. Why? Because you are clear about real and unreal. You are very clear. So you see that in the first, maybe one or first two verses, but just after that, the master says, now understand the traits of the real self. In order to in order to know the real self, the master gives some ideas, some understanding that what is the nature, so called the nature. I will use the word so called the nature of the real self. But before that, we have already discussed about Viveka and Vairagya, negation and affirmation. So everything is very clear in my mind. With that understanding, the Master is saying what the Master is saying. Natvam asangosi, yes. First says the real self is unattached. Or you may say that it is a state of dispassion. So when are you not in a state of dispassion now? You have no attachment and detachment at this time when you are listening to me. Oh, it means real self is here. It's here because it lives in the state of dispassion. Dispassion is a cloth. Oh, we are attached only few times for few minutes in the entire life. And we keep on thinking about it. Are you getting it? First touch of the real self, asangosi, that something in me is in a state of vairagya, the dispassion. Am I attached to the wall of the room? No. I'm attached to the monitor? No. See that? So as if this dispassion is one of the most important jewelry of the real self. Jewelry is different from the person, but it is the jewelry. Asangosi, very good. Then nirakaro, it has no shape and the form. So let me think. What my mind says, the wall, the monitor, everything has a shape and the name. When it has no shape, it has no name. We will go deeply into this journey, but I'm just putting up when it has no name and the shape, then it has no shape, it means it is unlimited. Unlimited means it is infinite. What is infinite cannot be divided. What is undivided is me. Because if it is divided, then I will definitely feel a sense of complete incompleteness. I will create a sense of ego that divides me from the rest of the world. Nirakaro, without name and the form, name and the shape. That is the meaning of this. So first two traits. Third, he says Vishwasakshi. Vishwasakshi, witness of the entire world. Vishwasakshi, observer, witness, knower. But the doer and the enjoyer hides the knower all the time. And the doer and the experiencer are created by the mind. Knower, witness. We will understand. We'll go deeper into that, what is witness, how we define, how we understand. But before that, we picked up from the sixth verse, Nakartasi, Nabhuktasi, Mukta Evasi Sarvada. So first he says unattached, unlimited or infinite, Nirakaru. Third trait, he says that real self is the witness to the world. So when you have all the three as awareness, you are already happy. And then the Master says, you are not a doer, you are not an experiencer. Because you are not a doer and the experiencer, how you have a freedom anywhere and everywhere. Honey, I have done for you. I have earned for you. I paid you. So now remove that I. Still you pay. Still you help. Still you support. You are free. So, but the mind has to understand it. How? By thinking. What the mind understands by thinking, you are my honey, hence it is my duty to take care of you. So I just outside, it's a Nitya Karma, I have done it, finished. Done. Honey is not important, Nitya Karma is important. If the honey is important, then pleasure is important. Do you see that?
Yeah, it's a good position. Nitya karma is important. Honey is not important. The object is not important.
Object
Important.
is not important. You're right. So you live into that state. Why you live into that state? You are unattached. You are not attached to any object of a name and the form. So you are infinite, unlimited, happy. And you are not a doer and the enjoyer. So the real self is neither the doer nor an you are only an enjoyer because of not going against the Nitya Karma. Ah, what a beautiful way. By simply understanding, you live into that state of awareness, choiceless awareness it is. And that choiceless awareness is mindfulness, is meditation. So now in that, from that state, you think and speak and act in your life. So now if we look at the verse number 7, Eko drashtasi sarvasya mukta prayosi sarvada ayamev hi te bandho drashtaram pashyasi taram. So do you realize that you are a seer, you are a knower, you are a witness? Yes. So the Ashtavakra says there is only one witness in the entire universe, and you are that. There cannot be two witnesses. You are the one witness of everything. It has two meanings. That there is only one witness in the entire universe, and that is you. There cannot be two witnesses of in you. It is only one. So means what? You are always free. My ego protects. My ego fights with me. I am a witness, but other is not a witness. So I am the real self, other is not. That's why I have to fight. That's why I have to change my behavior and attitude. But here the master is saying, you are the one witness of everything. There is only one witness. There is only one consciousness in the entire universe. Only one. Only one. That is why it is choiceless awareness. If there are two, it cannot be choiceless. See the other point of view. Therefore, you are always free. Ashtavakra, the master says you are always free because you are a witness to everything. Just intellectually, I have understood, but the intellect has doubt. Intellect challenges this knowledge. How? My intellect sees this witness as something else. Means what? Intellect has understood that real self is asangosi, unattached, infinite, yes, witness, yes, not a doer, yes, not an enjoyer, yes, only one witness, yes, I have understood. But intellect creates a doubt, unknown doubt, lives in the causal body. I'm making it simple. What then the intellect still keeps the doubt, and because of that doubt, it colors the witness not infinite. It colors the real self or a witness not unattached. It colors the real self as a doer, as an enjoyer. That is the problem. So you listen to the talk. Very good. Intellectually, did you understand? Yes. Now you are in front of the honey, everything changes. Now this mind forgets that I am unattached, I am infinite. So it means my intellect, even though intellectually understands, but is keeping the doubt that it is limited, it is not unlimited, it is a witness, but it is not a universal witness, it is only one witness. It sees as far as my honey is concerned, I'm attached. Otherwise, I'm unattached. It sees the witness as something else because of the doubt.
But it's
Ayamevihi te bandho drashtaram pashyasitaram.
but it comes from the association with sense organ.
Yes, first it starts from the causal body because that doubt is popped up by the causal body due to the ignorance, and then it associates with the sense organ, the body, and the other stuff. We cannot say it comes from outside, it comes from my mind within. And the mind has a seed of that ignorance. That seed of ignorance comes from the causal body.
The seed is I exist only when I see, hear, or think, or
Yeah. So, but that impression, that knowledge of ignorance is already present in the causal body. That is how it manifests outside. Think, think, think. I look at the wall, but I don't know the name of the wall.
but you know that you look.
The moment there is I who says I look, then I have already divided myself. I am not unlimited. So that I is created by the mind comes from the ignorance. the causal body.
So without I, you cannot see difference between you and world.
Yes, so we use this I to follow these principles in order to understand, and once the job of the I is done, we will throw it out. Eat banana after peeling the skin. That is we do. So we do it. We will use it. Without I and you, there is no student, there is no teacher, there is no knowledge, there is no text, there is no book. So we keep that I intact. The rest of the I we drop. What that I says, honey, you are responsible for my misery. I drop that I. So I replace that I, can you say that I'm responsible for my sorrow and happiness? So that mind starts moving within. I think we discussed before also, we should keep this I. Did I tell you the story of a mouse and a tiger?
Yeah, last time.
Yeah, so we should keep that I as a mouse. No need to keep it as a tiger. A tiger will kill me, will put me into a deeper ignorance. So then we go a little deeper. We say, what is this? What you're talking about, the witness? Witness, sakshi, choiceless. No, it's a pure awareness. It's a virgin awareness. It cannot be polluted by anything in the world. That witness consciousness is beyond time and space and situation and causation. It is here and now. I listen, I speak because of that awareness, or now I translate, I change the very thinking. In the presence of consciousness, sense organs, body, mind, intellect are working as one unit. There is no I. There is no I, it's a witness consciousness. It is here and now. Because body, sense organ cannot claim the I-ness. Mind and intellect cannot claim the I-ness. So now I'm helping my tiger eye to go to become the mouse eye. How? In the presence of that consciousness, sense organ, mind, intellect are working with an idea, not as a reality, as if I'm speaking to you. Are you clear? So now I did not bring the I created by the mind in front of the consciousness, and this body, mind, intellect, and are working as it is. Let it work. So I'm in the state of witness consciousness. I'm speaking in the language of I, but the I is not there. There is a witness consciousness. That is why we use the term witness. So now if we understand little deeper, this witness consciousness is beyond the doer, enjoyer, experiencer. I look at the wall, just for the sake of language, I'm saying, but I is not there, simply looking is happening. Then I don't see any difference between the wall and me because I did not name the wall as a wall. I did not name myself as I. It's a perfect example of witness consciousness. You look at your honey, no problem. You talk to your honey, but not as a name in the form. And then ask yourself, where is attachment? There is no attachment. So obviously, in the beginning, I suggest that you think. The moment you are in front of the honey, I am a witness consciousness. Think in the okay, witness consciousness looks at the honey. Now the very word honey is gone. You are aware. Division is gone. Gender is gone. You are there. There is a natural state of kindness, compassion, love, contentment is there. It is here and now. Another teacher says that this witness means a seer, observer, pure consciousness, real self, unchanging, all pervading, infinite. See that? It is here and now. No, it is here and now. The why can't I see it? Because it gives consciousness to the mind and the memory. It gives consciousness to the intellect and ego. They are all changing. So I claim myself as a changing and I fall into ignorance. Consciousness as if remains hidden. Witness consciousness as it remains hidden. Hidden like electricity in the fan. I don't see the electricity, I see the fan. I see the waves, I don't see the water. Similarly, I don't see the consciousness, I see the body, mind, sense organs, etc., etc. So intellect keeps the doubt. And because of the doubt, I see this body, mind, sense organs, I become the doer and the enjoyer, and I forget myself, I fall back into ignorance. In the beginning, to be a doer and the enjoyer or experiencer is a helper. But later, it is a great barrier. Why it is a helper at the beginning? Because it creates an individuality. That sense of individuality and to become conscious of that individuality is not possible in animals. It is possible in me. So, to be like an individual is a helper in my childhood. Then only I can think, who am I? It's a helper. Why we have why people are doing the practice for years together and do not realize it is because of this. somewhere, even for 20 years of the practice, they keep that ego as if it will be a helper, and it never becomes an helper. That is why 20 years of the practice is a waste. See there. That is why so first we have understood that consciousness, mind borrows the consciousness, the intellect borrows the consciousness, the false I borrows the consciousness, the body borrows the consciousness, sense organ borrows the consciousness, and it is so much mixed up that I start claiming I'm the body, I'm the mind, I'm the intellect, I'm the ego. I'm an enjoyer, I'm the doer. Fact is that I'm only a witness consciousness. Fan, you can have the best motor in a fan, but without electricity it cannot work. I forget this. And forgetfulness is ignorance, misunderstanding. Thinking. So when we take up the Upanishad, then we will go deeper. We are just becoming clear of higher concepts. And then we will go directly. Upanishad talks directly. So in one Upanishad, it says that real self is hidden in all the beings of this universe. But is all pervading. So this Upanishad says, you can say it does not participate, but remain present. It is a witness. It is a giver of intelligence to the intellect. The very intelligence is the consciousness. So when I start thinking and I reveal that I'm using the intellect to have the knowledge, it comes from the real self. It is absolute. It is absolute and free from the three gunas. The intellect is dictated by the three gunas. Tamasic guna, forgetfulness. Rajasic guna, it prompts me to be active. And when I see the honey and the satoguna is there, I say everything is good, honey. I see honey with the tamasic guna, I get upset. But this real self or the witness is not dictated by the three gunas. Intellect has to be dictated and guided because intellect is matter, it's the prakriti. All prakriti is made up of the three gunas. Clear? Now, am I living wisely? No, I'm anxious. Intellect knows that you are anxious. Yes. Tamasic guna. No, Rajasic guna. Am I upset with the honey? Rajasic guna. I'm not a witness now. Is it not so simple to do it? It is so simple to do it. Last point, I think I should cover this. Sakshi. In Sanskrit, the witness is known as Sakshi. 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 So if you hear the suffix akshi, sa plus akshi. So akshi means aksha. Aksh is pertaining to I. Sanskrit word. Aksh means to see. Sa means with. Or if I say sakshi or witness, simply means the right perception without any projection. Don't think it is too complex. Right perception. What is right and good perception that remains true all the time? One day honey is crazy, other day honey is dear. It's a wrong perception. It is colored by my mind.
Yeah.
So I did not remain witness. I'm not a neutral observer. I am not in choiceless awareness. I am not Sakshi. I am not a witness consciousness. We'll continue talking about this witness, Sakshi, consciousness, observer. Let this mind, let this intellect should know it clearly. It should not have any doubt. So that's why I picked up the meaning Sakshi, Aksha. Aksha is pertaining to the I. I is meant to see. Sa, right, with. So don't start thinking as if real self is some entity. The moment you think it is an entity, it will become an object. Then it is a part of the ego. Oh, as if, the real self is like me, like this body and the mind. It has a different color. No, it's a pure awareness. That is why the master made it clear, unattached, no name in the form, no shape. It is unlimited, it is infinite. Then only it says that it is a witness. Because it is it is a witness, it is infinite, and asangosi, it is unattached. So it does not have a shape and the name and the form. It is all pervading. How it can become a doer? So we go beyond the nitya karma also. It does not become the doer and the enjoyer. To do the nitya karma is at a lower level, but how I can be a doer and enjoyer? No way. I'm not. Why? I'm a witness consciousness. I'm infinite. There is no place where I'm not. I can be a doer only in a place where I am not. Let me put this way. I can only be a doer with reference to where I am not. Are you getting it? Where I am not. Then only I can be a doer. I will travel to your house, so I'm not at your house now.
Yes, to cover some distance.
To cover some distance. But now I'm a witness consciousness. I'm a witness of the entire universe, so I'm all pervading.
Yes.
So when I'm all pervading, question of being a doer and the enjoyer do not arise.
If I don't want to go to your house, so I am not a traveler.
Because I'm already there.
Yeah.
It's not I don't want to go or I want to go. I'm already there. But I want to travel you to cover a physical distance, and the real self and the witness consciousness is not physical. So that intellect keeps that doubt. And that doubt creates another level of ignorance. Intellectually, we understand, but practically applied level, we fall back. So that creates a big gap. Where I'm sitting, sense organ says I'm sitting in a room. Good. I have to accept it. Sense organ says. So whatever the sense organ says with reference to the material world, I'm okay. No problem. Where I'm sitting in a Maricopa district or county. Is it a fact? Yes, it is a fact that Gilbert is in county, district, Maricopa. Is it a fact? Yes, it is a fact. Now see, when I think that I'm sitting in a Maricopa county, my limitedness with reference to the sense organs that I'm sitting in a room disappears. I have to do nothing. Then I push the mind, I let me think. I'm sitting in Arizona. Is it a right or not? Yes, it is right.
So next step, sitting in the real self.
I'm sitting in United States. Yes. I'm sitting in North America. Yes. I'm sitting in Earth planet. Yes. Go ahead. Go ahead. So the more and more you think that I'm sitting, the very sitting pertains to the body, your ignorance dissolves. Your ignorance simply dissolves. You need not to do anything. And you keep sitting. You enter into a choiceless awareness. So I'm sitting in a galaxy. Okay, yes, I'm sitting in a galaxy. The who the hell is sitting? Body? No. Now see that. No, no. Why? Because I'm not the body. Then who is sitting now? Mind? Forget about it. Intellect? No. Ego? No. What is left? Consciousness. I'm a witness consciousness. So the more and more we now there is there any other thought you can say? I'm sitting in the universe. I've already told. Now follow the science. I'm sitting in a black hole. You know, these scientists say the black hole created the universe. I'm already sitting in the black hole. If the black hole contains the entire universe, my friend, I have to do nothing. I have to do nothing. You live into that awareness. So the intellect returns again with a big doubt, and then we resolve that doubt. Because if you resolve the doubt, the very I-ness created by the mind also dissolves. Then you live in the state of mindfulness all the time. Living, so-called living in mindfulness means that mindfulness state is 24/7. You remain as a witness consciousness in all your activities, thinking, thought, speech, and action.